Yes, Deepan, you can start.
Okay. So thank you so much, Pune Tech community and organizer to take these initiative for the first time speaker, and I'm really appreciated your efforts. I hope my screen is visible and my voice is audible. Yes.
Yes, Deepan.
Okay. So here is my short introduction. I am cloud consultant at the Rapid Circle Pune. I working on various product in Microsoft 365, SharePoint, Teams integration, and Azure function. Actively contributing into the PNP community in SPFX web parts, Microsoft 365 CLI, and PNP script. Currently, I am exploring Azure Serverless Platform in more details, and I love books because I personally feel that a lovely place to be is between the pages of book, and love to enjoy and explore adventure spots and making dishes for the family in weekend times. So today's agenda is what is adaptive cards extensions and what's the power of ACES, the component of the adaptive custom cards, demo of Hello World with ACES for three types of adapter ACES, and the connect draft endpoint with the ACES. So recently Microsoft has launched adaptive cards for with the SPFX. So what is the adaptive cards? Viva Connection is fluently explored by the Microsoft, and employee experience is generating into the native clients like iOS, Android, and dashboard with the same experience. So adaptive card is work for the all three platforms, and it's a container. It's a container controller. It use the single immutable state, but it's not React. React is not included package into the ACS, but the state is managed into the adaptive cards. It provides the SPFX context, so we can get the context of the SPFX, so we can communicate with the SharePoint, we can communicate with the Graph and other Microsoft 365 platform through Graph API. It gives certain methods to handle the lifecycle events when we render the card, or when we click on the card, then what should be happen, and what what type of view we need to display. So there are the certain methods that we will discuss in details when we demo come. It's not the replacement of anything, but it's the new component type which is designed by the SPFX team and to express the UX for the Viva dashboard. So Viva dashboard is quite hot topic nowadays, and everybody is talking about the Viva dashboard to make the employee experience consistent in in all type of native applications. Support Viva dashboard and modern pages both. Recently, ACES SPFX v1.13 is in preview mode, and Microsoft is not suggested to use it into the production mode, but it is we can develop in dashboard, and Microsoft is planning to create a web part called dashboard, and we can implement our ACES in dashboard web part on modern pages later on. It enables developers to build cards and quick views. So what is cards? So the most important thing that we need to take care in the applications is DOM. But when we talk about the adaptive card extensions, we don't need to take care about the DOM element whole, but we are responsible to handle the bunch JSON and bunch HTML to render the our business logic into the particular area. So DOM is not we are not controlling the DOM. It uses adaptive cards framework component. So adaptive cards is a different technology that uses into the Outlook, in Teams, in SharePoint, and in chatbots. So the same engine work in a backend in with the SPFX, with the power of the SPFX. It's a much flexible to render in native clients. So as I said earlier, that it supports iOS, Android, and any native application that you want to build the adaptive cards and get the records from the your backend and display it in a very familiar way. So there are the two main components for the adaptive custom cards. First is the card view, and the second is the quick view. So what is the card view? The first entry point into the adaptive cards, when it render into the page, then the card view is the mandatory. Provide first glance of the actionable information to user. So there is a special place there we can render our content, and when user click on any action on those portion and on those content, then the second view is display. So it's a entry point of the whole adaptive custom card. By default, currently Microsoft release has three fixed layout. First is the image view card, second is the primary text, and third one is the basic card view. Currently it supports two size of card view. One is large and second is the medium. One card view is required, as I said earlier, because we need to display something and the card is mandatory. You can edit any number of based on the requirement. So there are the certain requirement that on particular condition, the one card view is displayed, but the condition change, then the second card view should be displayed. Can act as a link or have one or two buttons to handle business requirements. We can create a custom card view to redirect the user from dashboard to outside the context. Let me quickly show you the card view example. Yeah, so the HW image card view, HW basic card view, and the primary text card view. These three card views are a very basic card view, and this is the card view. So when we click on that, then it redirect user to somewhere, or when we click on quick view, so it create the quick view. So to render the certain information and to give the access to the user to generate certain actions, then the card view is mandatory. The next component is quick view. So what is the quick view? It's a UX experience that triggers from an action from the card. So as I said earlier, that when user click on the card view and certain HTML or certain portion will display on the click of that card view, then user can see more information about that detail, and more detailed information user can take any actions based on that action. It's launched by the click on button or click on the card. The layout of the card view is fixed. We can change the icon and the title of the card view dynamically. The second portion that we can change is the description, and in the third one is the button. So we can put maximum two buttons in a card view. For if we the card view is small, then the only one button is supported, and the card view is large, then two button is supported as of now. But Microsoft has mentioned that the number of dynamic content can be upgraded later on. But when we talk about the quick view, then there is no specific layout. We can generate our layout based on the JSON that we created in the adaptive card. And the adaptive card JSON can support the image control buttons, form controls, text box, and many more, which is supported by the adaptive card JSON. The card view is mandatory, but the quick view is not mandatory. Either we can put the quick view or we cannot. That's based on our requirement. Let me quickly show you the quick view. When I click on this button, then this section is appeared, and this called the quick view. Here, the title, the subtitle, and description, three information I am putting in this quick view. But we can generate our own layout of the quick view by adaptive cards. And for an example, this is the adaptive card designer, and if I want to generate the quick view for this, then I can generate this type of JSON over there and put it into our SPFX code. Then I can upgrade my quick view layout based on my requirement. Here, quick view is fully dynamic. We can generate any number of text boxes and any number of button, the drop down control, the submit action, and whatever I can do into the adaptive card, we can put it into our SPFX code. The third component of the adaptive card custom card is the apps. So what does that mean? Apps is similarly, I can say that what I understood, when I want to redirect user from my custom card to particular application or to particular URL, then I can use the apps. So it triggered from the card view or quick view both, and it redirect to outside of the dashboard context, and it's totally optional. So when I click on here on this card, then it redirect to me on the bing.com. So this called the apps component of the ACES. And if I click on here and I want to implement like that, if anyone click on the quick view, then it should be redirected to somewhere. Then I can implement the logic into the SPFX that I will show you in the demo. Yeah. So let's have a demo with the Hello World with ACES. So what are the prerequisite to start the implementation of the ACES? So currently it's into the preview and beta version. So we need to install the SPFX 1.30.0 beta 15. And yesterday Microsoft has released the beta version of 16. And the Node.js should be LTS 14 plus. The Yoast should be 4.2 and Gulp 4.02. So these are the prerequisite to start the implementation of the SPFX ACES. So when I type, the pattern are similar to the SPFX to generate the SPFX web part. No change in that. So I put my solution name, SharePoint Online, use subfolder. Yeah, so here you get the option that adaptive card extension. So this component type is added by the Microsoft when we generate the SharePoint project. Initially, we get 3 web part extension and library component, and now 4th is adaptive card extensions. So I select the adaptive card extension, and it gives me 3 options: the basic card template, the image card template, and primary text template. Okay. So I have already created the 3 project for each one. So I'm not creating the whole scaffolding right now, and quickly jump on the existing code. So how the code does look like. So here is the Hello World basic card view, and it's as you show here that the code is similar to the our SPFX web part. The different thing is here 2 more folder is created, the quick view and the card view. And the main file is this one, adaptive card extension.ts. So adaptive card extension is extend from the base adaptive card extension class, and it supports the various methods. The first one is on init. See that code code is visible properly, or I should
Yes.
zoom out.
Code is
It's okay.
visible. It's okay.
Okay. Okay. So adaptive card extend the base class, base adaptive card extension class, and it comes with the certain inbuilt method. The first method is on init. So as we aware that generally we create a code to get the data or to initialize the some services or to initialize the SPFX context to get the query to send the query to generate something out model or something like that. Then we use the on init method. So same purpose is here. The second one is the title. So these dot properties dot title. So properties again comes from the property panel, and there is a different file for to manage the property pane as we manage it into the web part. So we can create the more properties as we required, like team URL or something like that we need to enter by the user before rendering the card. Then we can create the more properties over here. And the main method is render card. Okay, so the question is, what is the card view registry ID? So there are the 2 more classes that uses with that card view. The first is the card navigator and the second is the quick view navigator. and it enables us that we need to add multiple views or multiple card views or multiple quick views in our single ACES project. Then we need to register individually card view and quick view in with card navigator and quick view navigator. So it creates the array of the views that we have registered over here, and we can use it to redirect user on particular action, and we can dynamically change the uh, view of the card when certain actions are happen. So what it means, so card view register ID is defined here. It's a simple string over there that must be unique. And the second is the card view. So it's similar like the React project that we call the React component on base of the our redirect logic. So new card view and new quick view is the component I can say. And when I click on the card view, so it gives me the file that is inside the card view folder. Okay. Now card view is extend from the basic card view class, and it along with the certain methods that card buttons. So currently card view supports only two card buttons. So um, we can add it like we require one button or we require two buttons. And inside the card buttons, these are the actions that when user click on that button, then what should be happen and where the user should be go. So here is the two option. One is the quick view and second is the external link. So as again I said earlier that if I want to card view as use card view as a app, then I select as an external link, and here I would pass certain URL so user can redirect themselves to the that you on that URL. When I select the quick view, so I need to pass the quick view register ID that we register on card card TS file, and that register should be passed into the card view inside the view property. So when user click on this button, then it redirect to that particular view. The data. So this is the basic card view that supports one property, that primary text, and we can change this primary text value based on the our required data. Like if my requirement that I want to display the certain list item title value on that card, so I will pass that title value over here. And the method is on card selection. So when user click on the card, so this portion is handling the button event, and this portion is handling the on card selection event. So let me give you brief idea. When I click on this section, not in button, so it generates the on card selection event, and when I click on the button, then it generate the these action. It execute these action. And quick view register. So I am importing the quick view register from the our main file, quick view register ID, and the file is quickview.ts. So it's a very simple. Quick view file has a very minimum methods, and first one is the iQuick view data. So it's the model that I want to display the data onto the quick view, and it extend from the base adaptive card view. The data method, so it when I call the quick view from the card view, then I need to pass the data, and the data will display on the particular view. The important method that we need to take care about the quick view is the template. So what is the template? So it's the pure JSON file that we need to develop, and we need to create based on the our requirement that how I want to lay out the of the quick view. It depends on this JSON file, and inside the JSON file, what property I need to display. So this is the dollar title, dollar subtitle, and dollar description. So these values come from the data method. So here is the subtitle, title, and the description. Okay. Now, what is the difference between the primary text view and the basic card view and the image card view? So inside the image card view, there is a one specific property to render the image, and this is the full view. If I want to create it small in a small view, then it looks like something like this. So image section will be re-rendering on the top side. The basic card view, that we can only change the text of description of this card, and the primary text view, so it gives the two property. One is the title and the description. So here we have two properties that we need to, we can make it dynamically. Into the basic card view, there is only one property, and into the image card view, there is a two property. One is the description and the image. So this is the basic difference between these three types. Now connect graph endpoint with ACES. So here I have create a demo with the scenario like this. I am the manager of my organization, and I am handling the number of peoples in the AD. Now some people needs to change their information, and manager has, what's the general flow like that. Manager go to the IT person, and it requested to the IT admin. He go to the admin uh, Azure portal and update the information of that user. But to make that very handy for the manager, I have created a one card view, and here I used the graph API to change the information of the users, or to block sign in method. Like user has left the organization, and now manager want to disable those user accounts. So he just click on that card view, and there is an option that user click on that button, block sign in, and user account will be disabled. Let me quickly show you, and then we'll jump on to that code. Okay, so first of all, let me go to the Azure. And so currently block sign in properties, no. So user can sign in right now. But now when I click on over here, and it shows me that block sign in is successfully done, and Edelweiss will not be able to sign in. So let me quickly show in that result. Yes, so the property has changed to the yes. So what helped into the organization for these requirement? Manager should not go to the IT department to disable the account of particular user who is part of that team. Okay, so let quickly go to the code. Yeah. So here I am using three quick view and one card view. Okay, and the property I am setting up that into the state that current indexed, current config, and service. Why the state is important in this case? Because I have a multiple members in my team, and I want to check all the users over here. So when I click on the next, so it gives me the next user. So this is the dynamic logic that we can put multiple button on based on the our requirement. So as I said earlier that my team adaptive card extension is extend from the base adaptive card extension, and I am setting up the state and properties over here. Into the properties, I don't want any property panel configuration in my case, so I have not added additional property over here. But into the state, I use three properties. One is the current index, current config, and the service. So I'm initializing my service class over here. What I have wrote into the service class, that into the init method, I am passing the MS Graph client which is come from the SPFX, and I'm initialized into the this.client variable, and into the get config class, I'm generating the new config file. Inside the new generate config file, I am executing the method to get the direct reports to me. So it's the graph configuration that this graph API gives me the number of people who direct reports to me based on the configuration into the Azure AD. And I am getting the values of each member for display name, ID, job title, and these are properties come from the Azure AD itself. And I return that value, and the value is stored into the myconfig.members property, and the myconfig property is initialized into the model class. So my team is the interface that there are the certain properties. Then iConfig is the interface. There is a member property which inherit the my team class, and the config implement the iConfig interface. So basically service file is gives me the record from the uh, graph API, and I will use those records in my cards. The second method that I write over here, that block sign in. So whatever the user is selected into the card, I get the user principal name of that user, and I'll pass it to the this block sign in method. So it gives the uh, account enable property updated into the Azure AD. Great. So yeah, so I'm initializing my service class over here. Then I just generate the client variable based on the MS Graph client, and into the onInit method, what I have done that I have get the client from the context of the SPFX, and I'll pass it to the init method of service class. And inside the state, I am setting up the value that current index is 0. Current config is this.service.config that we have configured into the service class, and the service class I am passing it into the state that I will use it into the quick view. The register part of the each view, that first is the card view, quick view, error view, and success view. So what is the error view and success view, right? So when I click on the generate error, so I have just put this button to understand that how we can traverse the different view in on particular card based on the certain actions. So when I click on the generate error, so it gives me the error something like that: error while occurred, blocking user and authorizes request denied. But when I click on the block sign in, then the message is different. So on the fly I'm changing the quick view on particular action. So to achieve those functionality, I created a two quick view, error view and success view, and one card view and one quick view. Yeah, and inside the render method, I am rendering the card view register ID. That's my default card view. And inside the card view, it extends from the basic card view. Now I have set up the certain initial value into the state, and those values I am using into that card view to render the dynamic button, that previous and next. So if the current index is greater than 0, that means the certain values are there and I want to put it into the previous button. But the current index is less than number of members, then its first record, and there are the certain records later on. So I need to put it into the next button over here, and I am increment and decrement based on the particular action. Now to handle the button click event, there is a particular one method that on action. So when on action button is clicked, then I can check that which type of the action is this and type submit. Either we can check based on the type, or we can check based on the ID. So if I have the two button over there, and both the ID, I need to check the ID of that control, then I can get that from the action button. Then I'm getting the action.data, so it gives me the ID and the operator, and I'm the switch case check that what should I do, that if it's the next, then I need to increment one index or into the my state.current index. And the data, so data property responsible for which string I need to display on a card view. So I want to display that current user name and the email address. So into the basic card view, we have only one property that we can dynamically upgrade, that the primary text. So I am putting the display name and the mail into the primary text. And on card selection, I am open the quick view into the on click of the that card. So when I click the primary text sets over here, and when I click on that, then the particular detail information of that user open into the left hand side. Now let's quickly check to the quick view. So inside the quick view, it's a specific JSON format that I have set up, and iQuick view data is responsible to what information I need to display on the quick view. So I have I have added one more property that called item, and it based on the item, which is registered into the model. And I am setting up the item value over here, that which which index is selected in my state, and those item I will the detailed information of those that member I need to display in this JSON format. So this is my JSON, and into the data I pass the my item over here, and on items I am passing the display name, surname, given name, and the mail address. According that, I am passing two more actions, like what I want to do. I want to close the quick view, or I want to do action that I need to block sign in user or the generate error. So these three buttons are displaying onto that view based on this JSON. And how can I identify that on the quick view, which button is clicked, right? So there is a one method into the quick view file that on action, and this action is part of the base class called base adaptive card view. So inside the on action, I can find that I can get the ID of that control which is clicked or which is triggered. So if ID is click close, then I want to close particular quick view. So there is a particular method that this dot quick view navigator dot close, and there is two other method that this dot quick view navigator dot close and dot replace dot push and dot pop. So what does that mean? That that mean that if I want to open another view on the click of the current view, then I'll use the push method. And if I want to close the existing view, but the parent view should be open, at that time I'll use the pop method. So what this function work, when user click on the block sign in button, then our uh, quick view will get information that block sign in is click, and he send the query to the graph API to change the information into the Azure AD, and it gives me the response that successfully run or not. If the request is successfully run, then I will open the next view that called the success view over here. And if it's not uh, successfully run, then I'll pass that error view over here. Okay, so let me quickly show you when I go to the next block sign in. Yeah, so the p- parent quick view is open, but when I click on the close button, then this view will be closed, but the parent will be still there. And generate error and close. Yeah, like this. Let's little bit dig down into the error view register ID. Into the error view, this is the simple JSON, and I'll pass the static data over here that error occurred while blocking the user. Pass the dynamic data for that particular user and the description over there. And inside the action button, I pass the close. And if I ID get that close, then my quick view navigator dot pop. So pop method will close the current quick view, and push method will open the next quick view. So this is the simple process that how can we traverse the all the state records through card view to quick view, and the some different some inbuilt property that we can pass over here, that we can change the icon, we can change the description field and the card title and the audience target. So in my requirement that I want to configure like that only manager should display this card view, then I will pass the group name of that manager over here. So no other person can view this card view other than the manager. So this is the whole demo for Connect Graph Endpoint with ACES. And is there any question regarding that? Then feel free to ask to me.
Thanks, Stephen. That was really nice demo.
And you can connect me anytime on the my email address, my LinkedIn, and the Twitter. And I'll share that code file